Guys, I'm Hannah. I'm a part-time seller on Poshmark and Mercari. I'm thinking about doing some other platforms in the future, but right now my main thing is the Poshmark. So I'm going to talk a little bit about how to get your inventory for your closet, and mainly about the Goodwill bins, because those are my favorite way to get inventory. They're awesome. They're super awesome. But yeah. Okay, so I've heard a lot of people talk about things like ThredUp, and I've done ThredUp. It's almost like a hit or miss. So, one thing that I noticed is I ordered like a Coach mystery box or something when it was on sale. And the first one that I got was awesome. It had like a limited edition bag in there that sold within like 24 hours. It was great. So I was like, oh, cool, I'm going to order another one. And then the second one I got was not as good. So I think that it's kind of like, hey, your first time, it's, they make it really good. And that's just my opinion. I don't know that for sure. But I did create another ThredUp account and with my P.O. box. And the box that I got was, again, really good. So I'm not saying anything about ThredUp, just my experience. The retail store, the Goodwill retail store, you can find, some good deals there. It really depends on the location, and also kind of how knowledgeable the employees are about name brands and things like that. If it's a brand that they don't know and they don't catch it, then it's not going to be marked up to $17. But a lot of them know the good name brands, and so they are marked up. And their prices have been going way up lately, I think. So it's sometimes it's worth it, sometimes not, but it depends on the location and kind of the demographics too. Yard sales, I haven't done a lot of this, but I've heard other people talk about it. I'm sure that you can probably find some really good stuff doing that. Again, it's probably kind of a hit or miss thing. But I've also done like Facebook Marketplace, and there are groups on Facebook that you can join that are, dedicated to like reselling, trading, yard sale groups, that sort of thing. So I've done that a couple of times, and that's pretty good. But my absolute favorite is the Goodwill bins. So if you have not heard of it, it is the Goodwill Outlet Store. Sorry about that. It's the Goodwill Outlet Store. For ours, we have like the outlet store, and then the retail store is next door. So a lot of times I like to go to the bins, and my husband will go to the retail store next door and kind of check out what's there. But the outlet store, basically, there are these big giant bins of stuff, and you have to sort through them. So here are, I guess, some tips for how to tackle the bins. I've got some awesome stuff there. I got some Tory Burch wedge heels there that I think I resold for like $125. And the way that they do pricing is by the pound. So at mine, it's $1.49 per pound. And so for clothes and shoes, electronics are like a little different. But you can get so much stuff for like a really, really low price. So they probably cost me $1.50 maybe if they weighed a pound, probably not even that much. So that was a huge turnaround. Some things about that, and I can make a video about that later, but the best time to go is probably going to be early in the morning. But any time of day, I don't get the chance to go early in the morning very often. Any time of day really is good. But they have these big bins, and then every hour they switch them out. But so you have to line up, people line up as they're switching them out and wait on them to bring them out. And then once you can't touch anything or do anything or go near them or anything like that until the last bin is out. And then everybody just like, you know, goes crazy looking at them. I always go for the shoes first. You do find some more crazy people there. But just because it's easy to spot a nice pair of shoes as opposed to sorting through clothes. So that's usually where I go first. You want to probably allot a couple of hours at least to go to the bins. I know some people stay all day, but just, I mean, it takes a long time. And you do want to wait on the new bins to come out. Usually, here's like another tip. What I do is I'll take, you know, if I see something good, like a name brand or something like that, I just throw it in my cart. And then when I'm finished, I will go like to the back of the store, something like that, and go through it and check for, you know, imperfections or flaws or whatever. A lot of times they'll have like a big hole in it or, you know, something like that. There's lots of times where I've gotten home to steam something and there's a big stain or a big hole or something like that. So you want to kind of look at that. You're going to get some stuff that has a flaw and you're not going to be able to sell. That's just kind of the way it goes. But it didn't cost you very much. So it's kind of worth doing that. Okay, so I'm getting on kind of a tangent. So I'm going to wrap it up just by saying the most important thing I think before going to the bins is to do your research. When I first discovered the bins, I went like a little crazy, and anything that was in like good condition, I just bought it. Like, so it didn't matter if it was trending or cute or whatever. So I ended up with this like giant pile of stuff that I'm never gonna list, that I still need to take to the Goodwill to donate. So those are some of my sourcing or ways to get inventory tips. Hopefully this was helpful to you. And if you have any questions, feel free to comment below and subscribe to my channel. Bye guys.